Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to The Telegraph, Man United step up talks with Real Madrid for Rafael Varane. But the price is proving to be a sticking point. Real Madrid want at least €60 million for Varane. We are unwilling to meet their asking price. Florentino Perez wants to make Rafael Varane negotiations very hard for Man United. Sky Sports have said that Manchester United are interested in signing Rafael Varane. And he said Man United are close to signing Rafael Varane. He says we could get him for just £43 million. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that Varane is open to the idea of joining Man United. He said it's unlikely he'll extend his time with Real Madrid, and he said it's impossible for him to go to PSG because PSG have got Sergio Ramos. But Varane is taking his time. Apparently there's no agreement now with Man United and Real Madrid, and he won't take a decision on his future until after his 3-week holiday. Real Madrid could try and include Pogba as part of the deal for Varane. Now, the other week, we had a £50 million bid rejected for Varane, because it did say that Madrid were demanding £80 million. We have made Varane our transfer priority after reaching an agreement with Borussia Dortmund to sign Sancho. But it said not so long ago that Man United reached a total agreement with Real Madrid for Varane, and Real Madrid did believe that Varane agreed terms with Man United. Varane's current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. He refused a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano did mention that. Varane has been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years. He's made 360 appearances in all competitions and he's won 18 major honours, so he's got a great pedigree as a player. Real Madrid got Varane from Lens back in 2011. We went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. So that's more news on Varane. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United are looking at a new contract for Bruno Fernandes. A new contract for Bruno Fernandes is our priority after signing Jadon Sancho. Now, it said towards the end of last season that we was willing to double Bruno Fernandes' wages to £200,000 a week. At the moment, he's on £100,000 a week. Fernandes' current contract expires in 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Bruno Fernandes has been at Manchester United for like 17, 18 months now. And he's made a difference in the team. In a lot of Bruno Fernandes' games, he's been very, very consistent. But there's also been quite a few games where he hasn't been so consistent, but we have overplayed him. Fernandes won Player of the Year, didn't he? Last season. And he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. We got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020 in a deal worth just over £67 million with add-ons included. Fernandes is one of the best signings we have made since Ferguson retired. Now, as you all know, Jadon Sancho is officially a Manchester United player. Borussia Dortmund confirmed Jadon Sancho's move to Man United. Man United also confirmed it. Fabrizio Romano did say that Jadon Sancho to Man United is a done deal, and Christian Falk from Bild also said the same thing. Sancho will earn around £250,000 a week at Manchester United. Sancho has agreed a 5-year contract. There is an option of a further 12 months. Sancho will be wearing the number 7 shirt. Man United agreed a fee of £73 million with Borussia Dortmund for Sancho, and there's £5 million in add-ons. The medical is pending. Sancho will undergo his medical after the Euros. I think we did have 2 offers rejected for Sancho. The first one was €72 million and the second one was €78 million. Borussia Dortmund did make it clear though that they wanted Jadon Sancho's future resolved before they begin the pre-season tour on the 23rd of July. But yeah, the Jadon Sancho transfer saga has finally come to an end. Because it was a long-running transfer saga. We was in for Sancho for like the last 2.5 years. And I knew there was always something in Sancho to Man United because it was stemming from reliable journalists, you know. Fabrizio Romano spoke a lot about the Sancho saga. So too did Christian Falk from Bild. You know, last summer, Sancho to Man United was extremely close, but the reason we didn't get him is because we was reluctant to meet Borussia Dortmund's 108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. But I'm glad we didn't get him last summer, because obviously now we've got him for £35 million less, you know, than what Dortmund were demanding last summer. But, you know, Sancho is a good signing for Manchester United. You know, I'm very convinced that he'll fit in our team perfectly. He'll assure us goals. He's good at creating chances. He's also got a very good friendship with Marcus Rashford, so that's also beneficial. Rashford and Sancho do touch base with each other a lot. Before Sancho to Man United was official, Marcus Rashford appeared to confirm Sancho's move to Man United, then obviously denied confirming Sancho's move to Man United. Rashford said he'd been hacked and then he deleted the post. So there you go, and you know, Sancho at Man United will replicate what he did in his 4 years at Dortmund. In Sancho's 4 years at Dortmund, he scored 50 goals in 137 appearances. He did have a contract with Dortmund until 2023. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City back in 2017, so Dortmund have made a huge profit on the player. But I think Solskjaer wants, 3 or 4 more signings now. But yeah, good start to the summer transfer window for Man United. Like I've said, I'm expecting us to enjoy a very good summer transfer window because I am convinced that Solskjaer is going to get all the players he wants to recommend in. So far, yeah, we've made 2 signings, got Sancho in and got Tom Heaton in. It said Solskjaer's already decided on his transfer targets, and Solskjaer did mention that he wants to strengthen up in 4 positions. Just before the summer transfer window opened, it said Solskjaer had been given a $150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. And our board did say, didn't they, that they'll back Solskjaer with summer signings and a new 3-year contract despite the loss to Villarreal in the Europa League final last season. Joe Glazer, don't forget, promised Manchester United fans that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. He attended a fans forum last month, his first attendance in like 15 or is it 16 years. But yeah, like I've already said to Solskjaer does deserve more backing because he wasn't backed enough for so long. We are obviously going to offload players in this summer transfer window. So reflecting on that will generate money. I think there's a very, very good chance that we're going to offload Anthony Martial. There's a good chance we're going to offload Donny van der Beek. We could offload Nemanja Matic. Pogba could still possibly leave in this summer transfer window. Brandon Williams, I think we're going to be loaning him out. Phil Jones, I'm expecting us to offload him. Tuanzebe, he's going by the looks of things. Delors, he's leaving. I think we'll be looking to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently as well. Juan Mata, I'm not too sure about him, to be honest with you. Juan Mata's preference is to remain with Man United. Mata's contract has expired. But he said not so long ago that we offered Juan Mata a 1-year contract with a wage reduction from his previous contract. Next season is going to be massive for Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Next season will be Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager because at the moment he's endured 2 full seasons. I'm expecting Solskjaer to get sacked at some point next season. Because I've already said he isn't the long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. You know, despite us signing Sancho, it still doesn't change my perception on Solskjaer. You know, these United fans that are Ollie in, but there's also United fans that are Ollie out. I'd say next season Solskjaer's got to win a trophy, you know, because if he wins a trophy next season, that is an achievement. And he will remain as Manchester United manager. You know, Ollie's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago now. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. But I do think Ollie is our best manager since Ferguson. Despite me criticising Solskjaer a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United, I've had my reasons though to criticise him. Yes, Solskjaer has been in charge of Man United now for like 30 months. He's been permanent Manchester United manager for around 27 months because in Solskjaer's first 3 months he was the interim manager. Did very, very well as the interim manager, so the club decided to give him the job permanently back in March 2019. A lot of United fans thought we made a mistake giving him the job permanently. But it was hard to not give him the job permanently, reflecting how well he did when he was the interim manager. I think Ollie has just under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. But, you know, when Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he knew he had a lot to do. And he knew it was going to be a massive job despite knowing the culture of the club. You know, since Ollie's come in, you know, he has brought consistency back in certain aspects. You know, we have enjoyed his bad periods as well. He has made good signings as Manchester United manager. I think Solskjaer's now spent over £300 million. Obviously, in the summer of 2019, Solskjaer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odin Igalo in on loan. Igalo left in January this year. In the summer of 2020, he brought Edison Cavani in, Donny van de Beek, Alex Telles, Amad Diallo Traore and Facundo Palestri. Will loan Palestri out in January. By the way, last summer we got 4 of those players on deadline day. And in this summer transfer window, Solskjaer's brought Jadon Sancho and Tom Heaton in. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in as well. I like the way he develops the youth as well, Solskjaer. When Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody has been given their chances. You know, last season, Solskjaer did well in quite a few aspects. He got us to the Europa League final last season. I know we didn't win it, and it was disappointing, but he still got us to the final, and it was his first major final as Man United manager. Last season got us to the FA Cup quarter-final and the EFL Cup semi-final. Got us a second place finish last season. Last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League. Obviously, last season wasn't a successful season for Man United, and obviously Solskjaer accepted that. In Solskjaer's first full season, got us to 3 semi-finals and got us a 3rd place finish. We are into the Champions League for next season, which is good news from a Man United perspective. Because obviously, if you're not in Champions League football, then you're going to find it extremely difficult to attract players to the elite level. But like I said to you, I do have my concerns about Ollie. But like I've said to you on a lot of other videos, the reason he is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding him being a club legend, I can almost assure he would have been sacked now. All he did enjoy 11 years as a player for Man United, he flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. But reflecting how long Solskjaer's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he has learnt quite a bit on the job. The Glazers, they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Obviously, a lot of United fans have been demanding them out. A lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. Towards the end of last season, the Glazers apologised. Solskjaer revealed that because obviously the Glazers planned to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. And he said towards the end of last season that the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. So the Glazers have been with us for like 16 years now. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. I hate the way the football club has been run now though, for a long time. Woodward, he's been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. Woodward's had a 16-year association with Man United. Woodward is resigning at the end of the year because it got announced earlier on this year that he resigned as Manchester United vice chairman, and I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Woodward. But Solskjaer is our fourth permanent manager since Ferguson. We sacked David Moyes. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years despite him winning the FA Cup, and we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield, and getting as a second place finish in his first season, so you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. Like I said, our recruitment was poor for a long time, and we've overpaid for players and that in recent years, and in that aspect the blame stems from the board. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, that's 8 years ago now. Obviously Solskjaer wants to win the title next season. And if we can get Varane on the board, I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season. In the last 8 years, we have spent over £1 billion on players. I think that includes wages. We must have brought a good 41 players in since Ferguson retired. That obviously includes the players we brought in under Solskjaer. We're never going to be the team we was under Ferguson. Not in my lifetime anyway. And in that aspect, we've got to accept that. No one will replicate what Ferguson did, and no one will last as long as Ferguson did. Ferguson enjoyed 26, 27 year tenure at Man United, won 30 odd trophies including 13 Premier League titles, so reflecting on that, he brought success to the club, but Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Good job he didn't get sacked any time in that 4-year period, or we wouldn't have had any success now. But, we have got good players. Like I said to you, you've got Dean Henderson, that's a very, very good goalkeeper. It said not so long ago that Solskjaer's chosen Dean Henderson to be our number 1 for next season. It's the right decision because he's reliable enough to be our number 1. You know, Henderson's got that experience behind him. Plus, he did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. You know, you've got Luke Shaw, that's really improved. He was our best player last season, was Luke Shaw. He was the best left back in the league last season. You know, you've got Eric Bailly, you know, very, very good centre-half, but my element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury-prone, so in that aspect he's a liability. You know, towards the end of last season, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further 12 months. Harry Maguire, you know, he's good when he wants to be, but we overpaid for him. We got him in a deal worth £80 million. It was a big miss though towards the end of last season because he had ligament damage in his ankle. And Wan-Bissaka, you know, he's a good right back. He's one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. But Bissaka's got to show more attacking intent, but defensively he's always been superb. Paul Pogba, you know, we've been getting the best out of him in recent months. You know, it does bring creativity to the team. I hope he stays for next season. McTominay, he's a decent player as well, but he's not yet on that level where I want him to be at. Fernandes, you know, he's world class. Donny van de Beek's a good player, but Donny van de Beek hasn't been given enough opportunities at Man United, so this is the reason I think we should offload him. There's a good chance he's going to leave, like I mentioned anyway. Greenwood, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad, despite him going a long period without scoring. Could be a problem now though with Mason Greenwood, with obviously Sancho coming in. You know, if we decided to play Greenwood centrally, that means Cavani then would have to drop out, wouldn't it? You know, Rashford's good when he wants to be, but there's aspects of his game that I've got to improve. You know, he's endured very bad periods and he's sustained a few injuries now at Man United. And, you know, Cavani's good. He's made a fantastic impact since he's come in. I'm glad Edison Cavani is staying for next season. Like I said, Amad Diallo Traore, he looks a very, very good asset for the first team squad. So anyway guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.